Columbus, Ohio is more than Buckeyes and skyscrapers. Its roots run deep, anchored in a history that still lives beneath the surface and continues to grow in the soil of memory. By 2028, the roots of the Blackberry Patch will blossom into Columbus, Ohio's first African American museum devoted to the rich history of Black life in Central Ohio. The Blackberry Patch wasn't the first trace of African American presence in the region, but it landed from the winds of the Great Migration as the first established Black Columbus community. In the 1920s, stock trading became common among both the wealthy and working class, but that surge in public investment triggered the stock market crash of 1929. Due to the sudden shock of the economy, the Great Depression caused jobs to become scarce, many being reserved only for white workers. By 1932, the Black unemployment rate had soared to nearly 50% nationwide, and in Ohio, it hovered around 37%.
I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people.
On March 4th, 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt took office and quickly launched a New Deal, a sweeping federal initiative designed to stabilize banks, restore jobs, and rescue American capitalism. As economic hardship gripped the nation, in 1934, E. Carey Coles and other members of the Housewife League of Columbus demanded fair hiring practices from Mount Vernon businesses. Most came to a compromise except the nearby Kroger. The League organized a boycott until Kroger agreed to hire more Black workers. Like many areas, the Near East Side felt the weight of segregation due to redlining, a discriminatory housing practice. In 1936, the Homeowners Loan Corporation labeled the Near East Side of Columbus and other Black neighborhoods as too risky for investment. As a result, Black homeownership in Franklin County today stands at just 33.4%, nearly 40% below the county's average. On October 12, 1940, President Franklin D. Roosevelt will present a ribbon cutting to mark the opening of a housing project, Poindexter Village, named after Reverend James Preston Poindexter, a prominent abolitionist, pastor of Shiloh Baptist Church, politician, community leader, and the first Black member of the Columbus Board of Education. He was a founding pastor of Second Baptist Church and served as an early conductor on the Underground Railroad, fighting for Black freedom in Columbus. His leadership bridged faith and politics, making him a central figure in both the church and community. That deep connection between faith and activism carried forward into other Black churches across Columbus. In 1888, Union Grove Baptist Church was established, with Poindexter present from the very beginning. Like many Black churches, Union Grove became more than a place of worship. It was a center for organizing, resistance, and hope. That legacy continues today. Union Grove's partnership in building the Poindexter Village African American Museum is vital, rooting the project in the same spirit that shaped its namesake. Over the years, Poindexter Village drew national attention. Both Presidents Roosevelt and Carter visited, and in a defining moment, Dr. Martin Luther King spoke at Union Grove Baptist Church, affirming its role in the Civil Rights Movement. In the years that followed the Civil Rights era, the Near East Side blossomed through grassroots organizing, protests, and creative expression. Activists, artists, and educators came together to preserve culture and empower the next generation. During the 1980s, Kojo Kumau and Mary Ann Williams founded ACE, Art for Community Expression, to spotlight Black artists and preserve cultural identity. ACE became a creative haven, hosting Afro Fair and Mount Vernon Plaza, and nurturing talents like Smokey Brown and Amina Robinson, who used their work to bridge art as a community expression to deeply embed within the city. Another pillar emerged in 1989 with the founding of William H. Thomas Art Gallery, affectionately known as the Gallery in the Hood. Named after the community leader William H. Thomas, it quickly became one of the oldest continuously operated Black-owned galleries in the country.
Artists had trouble giving their artwork away, but through the years, through having art shows and think tanks and promoting art and artists, we've helped to promote art culture.
The gallery hosts the annual African Village Arts Festival, acting as a creative hub. These creative spaces ensure that the culture of the Near East Side is not forgotten, but boldly celebrated, protected, and passed on. When Highway I-70 was constructed in the 1970s, another consequence of the 1936 redlining map, it accelerated the decline of the Near East Side. Fast forward to 2013, the city of Columbus had demolished 33 of the 35 original Poindexter Village buildings to make way for the mixed-income housing, initially focused on retirement units. But as the village came down, a coalition rose up. Former residents, Union Grove Baptist Church, community leaders, and the newly formed James Preston Poindexter Foundation began the fight to preserve what remained. Since 2014, James Preston Poindexter Foundation has led efforts to protect the site, advocating for preservation and ensuring that the museum will be rooted in the community it represents. In 2016, the Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority sold the final 2 buildings to the Ohio History Connection. By 2017, a formal agreement was in place to protect the site and create a museum honoring Poindexter Village's legacy. In 2021, the site earned historic designation, and Columbus City Council pledged restoration funding. Now, in 2025, architectural plans are underway to restore the final apartments. In 1968, Black Ohio State students advocated for an ethnic studies program and more faculty representation. In 1997, students opposed cuts to the Office of Minority Affairs, and the spirit of Buckeye activism continues in today's public policy struggles. The NAACP and Columbus alumni condemned Senate Bill 1 for dismantling the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, as well as repurposing the Frank W. Hale Jr. Black Cultural Center on campus. On March 4th, 2025, 900 students and community members on the Oval protested these new policies. It is important to recognize as historically Black spaces are erased, the establishment of Poindexter Village African American Museum becomes imperative, a lasting public testament to protect, preserve, and elevate the city's Black history and core community. This story is not just about buildings, maps, or policies. It's about the pastors, the teenagers who marched, the teachers who stayed. It's about the people who created community, beauty beyond boundaries, and turned the spaces they were given into something sacred. This soil has absorbed generations of struggle and celebration. It holds baptisms and barbecues, first steps and final farewells. This is not a memorial, but it's a return to its roots. In Columbus, Ohio, the story is alive, the story breathes, and the story is in the soil.